Hey guys, Delt here. So far this week, I've been practicing solo bossing. I don't have enough content to make a full video on that yet. The majority of times that I made it to Inferno, I got Warlord as the boss. And I tried it a couple times, but I think for now I'm just gonna stick to Lich and Ghost King. Anyway, since I don't have enough footage of that yet, here's some PvP moments from yesterday during my time trying to get there. I warmed up on Rogue, then swapped to Bard eventually, and then I just played a few games on Cleric. Forewarning with the Cleric games, I was not set up for PvP. It was a full PvE build for bossing, so those were kind of interesting. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the games. Alright, starting with the Rogue gameplay, I have Poison Weapons, Double Jump, Dagger Mastery, and Hand Crossbow Mastery. Basically, I'm not playing with Stealth, I have Rupture and Weak Point, and I'm just trying to hit people with my Hand Crossbow or Throwing Knives a few times, and then finish them in melee. This fighter wasn't necessarily moving the best, so I hit him with 2 Hand Crossbows, and then Rupture, Weak Point, stabbed him in the face, and then I just finished him off with another Throwing Knife. In the same game, we ran into a Barbarian. And this is the exact same tactic. I don't want to fight him in melee at first. I want to weaken him with my hand crossbow and throwing knives if possible. Also notice that when he uses Savage Roar, I literally just run. I don't try to fight him. I don't even try to damage him. Now that we hit him with throwing knives a few times, I was planning to go in with Rupture and Weak Point on my dagger, but he starts throwing more things, so I actually back up and I hit him with this hand crossbow, and he is very weak right now, so I can just go into melee for the finish. This game, I heard a plate fighter on the other side of the door in front of me, so I'm just doing the sneaky rogue thing. I don't have invis, but we can still use the shadows and get behind him like that. So now that he passed, I'm going to go in with Rupture Weak Point and hit him a few times. He actually turns pretty quick, and I don't want to get smacked in the face by a falchion, so I back up. And I'm planning to throw hand crossbows and throwing knives, and he actually just sprints second ones away. And a lot of mobs are being pulled at this point, so I'm backing up to reload my hand crossbow again since I shot that awfully. And then I'm going to attempt to re-engage the fight. However, I did mess up pretty badly. There is a crossbowman aggroed to me, and I thought that I could dodge it behind the wall, but it hit me anyway, so I had to heal up a little bit. And then a wild cleric appears, so we're just gonna hit him with our hand crossbow, and then I'm threatening throwing knife, but I actually just run into melee. Sadly, the fighter fully dipped. I never saw him again. Okay, and this was actually a very interesting fight. It's Rogue versus Rondel Dagger Ignite Wizard. And honestly, I think I played this decently by kiting with throwing knives, but he was still able to catch up to me anyway, so I took a lot of unnecessary damage and we just barely won the fight. I'm pretty sure if I just swung with my dagger, I would have lost. I also got 4 extra health right before this fight because I found the adventure tunic on the zombie I just killed. He hit me 4 or 5 times, and that was really close. I probably should have swapped to my dagger sooner, but I'm honestly a little unsure how that fight would have won if we just meleeed it out. And this fight here is Rogue versus Slayer Fighter. Slayer Fighters are actually a pretty big counter for you. They're faster than you, they do more damage than you, and they have more health than you as Rogue. So this fight was honestly pretty long and drawn out. I kept using double jump to my advantage, and I wanted to wait to know for sure that I had a good melee advantage before I went in. And we traded shots, so I'm actually just going to back up real quick and heal, and then we'll re-engage the fight. Another quick hit with the hand crossbow while he was reloading. And if you're running double jump, this small library is actually a really fun place to fight because you can jump onto the bookshelves. If I could aim better, this would have been way cooler though. And I definitely got a bit of an advantage here, so I actually tried to push into melee to finish the fight. But he had a bunch of Franciscas as well, which kept slowing me. So I never actually got into melee. And I took a decent amount of damage. It's just prolonged the fight because now I'm trying to make sure that I have an even bigger advantage and I'm healing while I'm still throwing things, and it just makes the fight really long. He's trying to do the fighter thing where he waits around the corner and then sprints at me. So as soon as he starts to run toward me, I'm just going to shut the door in his face. And then it sounds like he's running away, and I know I left the door open, so I actually put my oil lantern on and I'm planning to throw it at the doorway. I missed, and he doesn't actually do that anyway, so that's kind of lucky. But since he's running away, I'm honestly just trying to find an opportunity to go all in him, because I think he's a little weak at this point, but it needs to be an opportune time, because if not, he's still just going to outdamage me. For example, when he has sprint active, that is not a good time to fight a fighter because they're really good at closing the distance and backing up, and he outspeeds me, so I need to wait for this to end. His sprint hasn't ended. He never reloaded his crossbow. He's drinking a health pot, so he's not full health. I'm finally going to be able to go in and finish the fight. It still took 5 swings, but hey, we got him. Moving on to Bard. This is one of those weird situations where everyone is in the same area of the map. I started fighting this wizard and then I heard a bunch of different things and I saw the door break behind him. So I actually backed up and I was trying to make sure that nobody was coming up from behind me too. After I made sure that I was fine, I ran back in and I engaged a 3-way 1v1. Alright, and this wizard and barbarian are in there fighting for their lives, so I'm gonna run in and use Lament of Languor. I started to use Shriek of Weakness, but realized that it wasn't worth it and stopped, and just meleeed both of them. But wait, there's more. Cleric actually showed his face, so I started to walk out toward him, and then I saw a plate fighter to my right, looking at me with a crossbow. I'm not trying to fight both of them at the same time if they're not also fighting each other. So I sort of just hung out in here for a minute and then they came over and crouched and I was like, all right, whatever, I'm just gonna go to Inferno. For those that don't know, if they want to get to Inferno from here, in the room that I backed up to, the bridge room, there's a static down tunnel. Okay, and I just cleared out this room here that has the Wraith and the Skelly Champ, and then a fighter decides to run by. This poor guy got hit by mobs or something, because I just started shooting with my survival bow, and he's just trying to get away. And honestly, this isn't the most impressive thing ever, but I'm typically really bad at aiming, so I was proud of myself for this one. And now we're on to Cleric, and like I gave warning for, I am in a full PvE build. I have Holy Purification. I don't have Holy Strike. I have Holy Light, so I can kill the bosses better. So basically the only thing I can do is Bless, Protect, and run at people. And so if this ranger just left, he lived. Since he didn't, he died. And here is just to show that being a rat cleric, sometimes you can lose a fight but win a war. I'm just sitting here watching how this plays out, and a fighter kills a bard. That's not cool, dude. You can't kill the music man. So I run in and honestly lose the fight, but I end up taking all the bard's goodies. Holy Strike also would have been absolutely perfect here. I thought he was going to come back in, so I'm invis potting, but it sounds like he actually just leaves. So I'm just going to take his stuff and go. Also, this is me seeing another fighter on my screen and not realizing that I see another fighter on my screen. So I just run away here and take a down tunnel, and then I try to do a boss. So that's basically just going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, or it helped you in one way or another. If it did, please just give me a like, a comment, or subscribe to the channel. Everything helps, and I appreciate each and every one of you who do. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Peace.